Hey, friends, how y'all doing? What's really going on this Monday afternoon here on the West Coast, evening for those of you on the East Coast? How y'all doing? Okay, so this is the week of Thanksgiving. How are y'all doing? I hope that this video, this live, finds y'all well. We have a whole lineup of eclectic news that's been going on all weekend. And I'm not going to hold y'all too long because I know if you're anything like me, you got some chopping to do and some stirring to do and stuff like that. But anyway, of course, y'all, I wanted to take a moment to stop my day and tell y'all a little bit about my day, to come and say hi to y'all, my friends, okay, and bring y'all the breaking and trending news. So anyway, if you're just joining me live, I am Melissa Berrien, your host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, and welcome. Welcome. If you haven't already, as you're coming in, having a seat, getting comfortable, go ahead and hit that like button. It's the least you can do for the stream. And if you've been hanging around and you haven't subscribed, what the heck are you waiting on? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But wait a minute, if you're just like, okay, well, let me wait and see. Well, okay, hold on. Let me give you something to judge, and then you can like. So anyway, let's go through the hellos real quick. Just Me says, hey, girl, hey, good to see you. Trash Can Wave says, we about to have a discussion today. Okay, what we gonna talk about? Okay. Hi, y'all. Blessings to y'all. Hey, Shatika. Good. Hey, Adrian. Good to see you. And Larita King. Good to see you, girl. So thank y'all for joining me. And again, replay gang, as I always say, do not forget to leave a comment as you're catching the replay. If those of you that are here now, you have to leave and come back, definitely comment because I do answer my replay comments. So gang, as I always say. And so yes, Adrian is greeting Trash Can Waves. Hey baby. So mods, y'all know what to do what you do, but I don't cut comments unless they're absolutely disrespectful and gross. Other than that, let them comment, let them do what they do, and go ahead and mod. So anyway, what have I been up to? So this weekend was a very busy weekend. My daughter and her new husband, they had their reception at our house. And so we hosted about 40 people at the house. It was nice, beautiful evening. I didn't take pictures because I was in the moment, but my husband took a few pictures. And so it was really, a special night, but it was fun. Like, had so much fun. Had his family in, her friends, his friends, that whole thing. And yeah, just really a good time as far as that concerned. For those of you that are wondering about Mr. Puppy, Mr. Sir, he is doing fine, doing very well, spoiled as ever, but cute as a button. So that's that. And then of course I'm preparing for Thanksgiving. So if you are the cook in your family, shout out to you. Leave a comment down below if you are the cook. Or if you're just waiting for the food to get ready on Thursday, leave a comment down below. But I'm definitely the cook. So we're going to have some special lives this week. So yeah, we'll see. Yes, 40 plus people at my house. Yep. 40 plus people at the house, and it was a good time. And I mean, the blessing is we have enough real estate to hold the people. It was a nice time. So, but yeah, girl, the more the merrier over here. And did I say that I cooked for that too? I wasn't supposed to. but son-in-law got behind and whatever. But anyway, yeah, cook for that too. So now I'm preparing for Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's that part on that. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was this gentleman. Okay. Let's just get right into the breaking news because, like I said, I don't want to hold y'all, and I know there's a lot that Trash Can Waves wants to talk about, and there's a lot that we need to talk about. So, this young man is the I don't know if you guys knew about this. I feel like it's being reported, but not like over reported. I don't know if we in America are just kind of desensitized to what's really going on in America, but this gentleman is the suspect that ran into a Wisconsin holiday parade with at least 5 people loss of life and at least 48 more who was injured. So yes, normal Christmas parade doing their thing, bum, bum, band and everything else, and he plows into the crowd. Now, it's being said that he was out on bail, y'all. And so it raises the question of, so he was out on bail. From what I understand, he was involved in a domestic. And so it just raises the question a lot of times with what people are going through. It raises the question about bail. And he posted bail on November 11th in relation to charges, including domestics. That incident involved Brooks being accused of using his car to cause injury, according to the criminal complaint. So, um, according to the documents, on November 2nd, he ran over a woman with his car while she was walking through a gas station parking lot. So he decided, okay, that wasn't enough. I'm going to plow into a parade. So leave a comment down below if this is something that you heard about. If you also think like, okay, sometimes, especially when it relates to bail and domestics, it almost, for me, when it's dealing with domestics and it's proven, because I know even losing a friend as a result of someone being on bail or whatever, it's like, what can we do to actually protect people from individuals that are already on some sort of manic, dysfunctional, high energy, high alert thing that will cause them to in turn run into a parade of people, and loss of life and several injuries and children and all of that. So yeah. Unfortunately, I feel bad for the victims because, of course, people are now going to be on high alert, as they already are, some sort of PTSD, because people are like, dang, we can't even enjoy a holiday parade. Well, only thing I can say is, as crazy as this is, it's an isolated incident in the sense of, it sounds like he was already on a 10. Okay. So that's that. That happened. Okay, so you just finished watching it on CNN. Yeah. Um, so he's someone that has a long rap sheet, from what I understand. He's due to come in court Tuesday afternoon, and at 5 o'clock. So they said that it's going to be televised. 3 sets of siblings are among those that are injured. So that's terrible. And the school district says they will resume classes after the holiday. So officials describe how the dozens of victims, because of course, I was in the band in high school, and that seems to be where he caught the high school band. So that's a lot of kids. Those are minors that were getting hurt and everything, but it doesn't matter. Like, injuries and loss of life, it's all gross, and it is what it is at this point. So he's in custody. That's the good thing. And I guess hopefully they know now to not let him out on bail. Okay. So that's that. The next story that I wanted to talk about, speaking of bail, y'all remember we talked about Zac last week. And this ex NFL player, he is now out. He's out on bail. So I'm not going to rehash too much about it because it's very triggering. But he is shown on video harming in excess. So you guys know with YouTube, we have to kind of be playful and colorful and very creative with the way we describe things. So if you're wondering, why isn't she saying R word or this or that? That's why. So he is accused of harming very badly his girlfriend in front of his baby, and so he ended up being on the loose. So over the weekend he was on the loose, and so now he turned himself in, I want to say on Sunday, and now he's free on bond following the felony abuse charges, which is very interesting because if you look at the case that we just discussed, it begs the question, with these incidents, do these people need to be out on bond? And so he's out on a $10,000 bond on Friday after he was arrested and charged with a pair of felonies stemming from the disturbing video. That video is absolutely disturbing. It is disgusting. And it is something that, if you're easily triggered by something like that, especially with the kid being around, don't go watch it. Just don't go watch it. Stacy has been released from a Florida jail. The alleged victim's attorneys are hoping that a judge reverses the decision. I know that she spoke out. Who is she? Kristen Evans, the ex-girlfriend. She said she is very, very concerned for her safety if they let him out. Well, even though she spoke out against that, the judge thought differently and let him out on bail. So he's out. Hopefully he stays out of trouble. Hopefully he doesn't harm her in any way. And hopefully he does whatever he needs to do to pay restitution in any way, whether it's jail time or whatever, to make up for this, because it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely. So we're talking about Thanksgiving. I'm cooking the dressing and the mac and cheese. I'm cooking everything. Turkey number 2 is roasting right now. I just finished watching it on TV. So yeah, y'all, he is he's out on bond, and hopefully it's not a situation like the guy that in the parade. Hopefully he'll chill out. Okay, just chill, bruh. Okay. And of course, let's move on to the story that keeps on giving and giving and giving. And it's very interesting because 2 security guards that were hurt at Astroworld Festival have now filed a lawsuit. The plan wasn't executed the correct way. 2 security guards were among the injured during the Astroworld Festival tragedy, have filed a lawsuit among other parties. So I reported last week that they were facing up to $1 billion. They said, some people were saying up to $1 billion in lawsuit, because everybody's filing for millions and 100 millions. Listen, I don't know what's going on as far as what they're going to do to kind of mitigate the costs for Travis, but the lawsuits are rolling in. And yes, it's now being reported that even 2 security guards are getting in on it. And if they were injured, I mean, what can you say? Samuel and Jackson Bush, an uncle and nephew, were injured when the chaos broke out the night of November 5th. So it's very interesting that they are relatives. And look, can you blame them? They're like, listen, it was a tragedy that happened. We were the security guards, and there you have it. Okay. So like I said, this is a story that's going to continue to keep giving, because unfortunately, you're going to have more injuries. You're going to have more lawsuits, and there's going to be the pointing and the blaming, and who's going to be the blame. So leave a comment down below, because this is one question that comes up every time I've been updating and discussing this story. A lot of people are wondering who's to actually blame. So comment down below, who you think's actually to blame. Real talk. Don't imagine that there's enough insurance to cover those billions of dollars worth of lawsuits. Exactly. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. And I feel, I don't know. I told you guys before, I don't wish bad on anybody in that regard. Well, some people need to be wished bad on, but in this situation, this is just tragic all around. And I'm telling you, this is a story that's going to continue to give and give and give. Well, speaking of giving, if you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell right now. Do it. right now. Do it. So, just as the commercial just said, if you like what you see on my channel, we are just getting started. The next story is absolutely insane. I know you guys are going to have a lot to say about it, but if you like what you see on my channel so far, go ahead and hit the like button. It's the least you can do. And consider subscribing. Absolutely. Even if the countless people get judgments, they still don't have to collect. This is so sad and troubling to me. Absolutely, Adrian. And that's what I was saying before, where as people can have all the judgments in the world. The question is whether they're going to collect. And I think just for years and years and years, everybody's just going to have to get in line. I don't know if his career is over. I don't know. I know that this has left a bad taste, for lack of a better term, in a lot of people's mouth for the Kardashians. Like, the Kardashians can't tweet anything without them coming for them. People are coming for them. Like, yeah, you didn't say that about, Astroworld. So it is interesting how this is unfolding and how it's unfolding and who's getting the blame. I think Drake is being named in a lot of lawsuits, but I think publicly speaking, there's not a lot of judgment and a lot of ridicule that's going towards Drake. I think Travis is bearing the brunt of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, this next story, I already know y'all probably may or may not have seen this. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this little girl in the corner really tried her teacher. Okay. She, I saw the video and I'm going to play it. And when you watch it, tell me if you're like me. This teacher showed so much restraint against this little girl in Texas who decided that she was going to try to hit her teacher. But not only was she going to try to hit her teacher, she said some very, very derogatory things. And when you look at the video, the teacher literally was using restraint. And when she came around that desk, she was like, Jesus, take the wheel, because I'm going to hurt this little girl. And she refrained from hitting her. And I'm glad she did, because she probably needs to check. Okay. But Melissa, what are you talking about? Well, let me show you. I will show you. This Texas student was beyond unruly, beyond rude. And the substitute, or what the teacher was trying to call. And this is what happened. Let's watch.
This is your home.
Let's not watch. So yeah, let's stay tuned so we can see what actually happened. Why? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna start it over.
Deal with me. You're right. Have you touched me? I did not touch you. No, I'm calling my mama. You ain't me up. Get off my seat.
Wow. So she's calling her mom now, allegedly.
You want to talk to her because she's black and she's thinking she's pissing me off right now.
She needs to be charged with assault. Yeah. She needs to be charged with assault.
Tub over tub installation in just
Let me stop sharing. Hold on. Because I see your comments. I see them. There we go. That little girl needs to be charged with assault. Let me see what you guys are saying. No, ma'am. If you put your hands on me with intent to harm, you deserve what you get. I said the same thing. But the lady, the teacher definitely showed restraint. God bless her. Cause I don't know what I would have did in that moment. I don't get near kids when even the littles, because especially when you're dealing with the littles that I did for so many years. A lot of times they don't have the language or the coping skills and emotional fortitude to kind of work through certain things. Well, listen here, Sonny, you ain't gonna be around here kicking and spitting and everything on me. So I never really got close to the kids like that. I'm like, because no, mm-mm. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing? We're sitting here reviewing this story where this Texas teen was absolutely, let me get the article. Absolutely. Yeah, she looked yeah, I like the way this article puts it. She loses her mind and attacks the teachers. And then she's talking to her mother, calling the mother, talking about she's black and she's effing pissing me off. Are you serious? Her parents, listen, no, ma'am. Bless says, I do not understand. I don't understand why security or campus police wasn't called. I appreciate her restraint. Yeah, I appreciate her restraint. But the other part of me is like, you know what? I think when you watch the video, it appears that the teacher was trying to get security, and that's when she grabbed the phone from her, and then she slammed the phone down. So that's what happened. The teacher looks like she's trying to call security. And the little girl took the phone, slammed it down, and then talked all that smack and then called her mom. And it makes me think that this is something that either the mom approve of, she has to approve of it. Because if my kid called me with that type of language and that type of attitude, I'm jumping on my kid. So for the kid to be able to call the mother and be like, get her, she's black. Oh, y'all have whole conversations about this at home. Because she felt oh so comfortable to do it. So absolutely ridiculous. I should have put this in the ridiculous news segment. She's a white Texas student. She had a meltdown in class and it was captured by the students, and she was threatening the teacher. And again, this is Castleberry High School in Fort Worth, Texas. And yeah, the teacher tries to de-escalate and I'm calling my mama. Absolutely not. The student is shown hitting the teacher, throwing the phone. Listen, she needs to be charged with assault, as I said. So let's watch it again. If you're just tuning in or you're catching the replay, let's watch it again. Nope. Absolutely disgusting. A little bad behind. Look at her.
Oh!
That's not funny.
You're right. Have you touched me? I did not touch you.
Lord Jesus. That's not okay. That's not okay, Jesus.
No, I'm calling my mama. You ain't about to fuck me up, bitch.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, stop. Very ridiculous.
Get off my seat.
Wow. And I don't know how I would feel.
You want to talk to her because she's black and she's fucking pissing me off right now.
Ooh. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't even know how I feel if my kids were the ones recording it, because I think I lied into them also. Because the giggling and all of that, absolutely not. At that point, that teacher, who appears to be almost elderly, but she definitely is their elder. Wow. I don't want my kids recording that. I want you to protect the teacher or something, child. I don't know. Oh, so this is a hate crime. The little girl would have her posterior handed to her if it were me. It was definitely a hate crime. It was definitely a hate crime. Okay. So yeah, bless reborn spirit. I played it again, so hopefully you can see where the teacher was attempting to de-escalate. The teacher was attempting to get help, and she grabbed the phone and called her mom and threw the phone. She assaulted her twice. So absolutely not. I'm not okay with this. Leave a comment down below, gang. What y'all think? These are your kids recording. How are you responding to the kids that are recording? On one hand, I understand, okay, you got to record. That's what I'm glad they were recording. Now, I'm not saying that. I would be happy that my kids were recording, but I also, the snickles and the giggles, I'd be like, absolutely not. Because no one stood up for the teacher. Should the kids have to? I mean, and I guess when you think about it, the little girl probably would have escalated even more. So I don't know. But you tell me, what do you think? What standard would you have held your children to? Recording, absolutely. But laughing while recording, I would be like, what were you laughing at? It wasn't funny. But thank you for the recording. I would appreciate them kids for taping it because it's the only proof that says that I didn't do anything to that child. Exactly. I agree 100%. I would be owning her, all her future earnings and her parents. Yep. Oh, and it's elder abuse. Exactly. She's definitely an older Black woman. And here's the thing. I don't care what color the lady is. This little snot. Oh, no. So, yeah, absolutely. She hit her twice in the 75-second clip video. Yeah. And she's like, deal with me. And the teacher's like, I didn't touch you. I wonder if the teacher this is totally random, but I wonder if they replaced the teacher that day. I wonder if they allowed her to get counseling or leave or get help that way. So Castleberry ISD will follow the law in allocating appropriate discipline. Oh, I wonder what that's going to be. Harassment, racism, and violence against our teachers will not be tolerated at Castleberry ISD, and we will take swift and effective action to protect our teachers so that they can perform their duties and educate students in a safe environment. And that was not a safe environment. It would be called Melissa Berrien ISD by the time I got done with it. Because I'm with you guys. Security took a long time to get there. She hit me twice. Thank you, little kiddos that are recording. I really appreciate it. Wow. See, this is why I'm glad I have some ghetto folks in my family. I would have called my nieces and said, meet me up at the school. I got a job for y'all. A lot of people, I was thinking that out as I was watching it. I said, her grandkids gonna get that little girl. Something's gonna happen. Because absolutely not. I was flabbergasted when I saw that. The utter disrespect. Those of us that are a certain age, we were absolutely terrified of our teachers. Our teachers were the extension of our parents. You dare not disrespect a teacher. What the heck is really going on? Is social media causing these kids to think that everybody's their friend and they're equal and they can just say and do what they want to say and do? Crazy. Chantel, come here. See, now I got to get my kid in on this because I'm like, Did you see the video where, go right there so I can look straight ahead. Did you see the video where the girl beat the teacher up? She beat her teacher up. She was big, huh? Probably, she looked about your age, about 50. She a big girl. She the teacher was calling for security or whatever. Okay, y'all. So we got a resident teenager here. So the teacher was calling for security. As the teacher was calling for security, because it looks like she was sitting in her seat talking trash. She walks up to the phone, snatches the phone from the lady's hand, calls her mother, throws the phone, tells the mother she's a black F&B and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Yeah, she cut up and but what would you have done?
As the teacher?
As the student, because the students are recording the video.
You can't do anything.
You can't do nothing.
No.
No. Would you would have recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, record. Yeah. I don't know, Chantel. That's horrible. That's crazy. Don't hit him in the face. Hit him in the pocketbook. Yep. Adrianism. Real talk. Adrianism. Smart parts. Don't hit him. Don't hit him. Hit him in that. Because listen, grandma got a case. Auntie has a case. Okay. And I love, and that's the other side of the fact that I'm so glad she didn't respond with aggression. Because the truth of the matter, as teachers, we are taught to de-escalate. Even with me saying, I don't get close to those kids because, oh Jesus, I don't want to be tested in that way. But grandma has a case because nobody can spin it and say, oh, well, she shouldn't have did this. No. She held her composure. She asked for help. This I want to follow. This one I'm gonna follow because Auntie has this case. Adrian said, "Get him, Auntie." I doubt that she called her mother. Bless, I don't doubt that. I believe she would. These kids are disrespectful. I can't imagine my kids calling me talking like that. But let's just say I've known plenty of kids that speak this way in front of their parents, and it's completely okay. So it does not surprise me. It would not surprise me. And when I say this way, I'm talking about cursing and stuff like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in the words of Adrian, get him, Auntie. Get him. I will be following this story. If I got to get an update and every doggone week or whatever, but I will be following that because that is absolutely unacceptable. Okay. So on to the next story, y'all. Good news for Target employees. Those of you that really like boycotting stores that aren't really favorable towards family and holidays. And regardless of how you feel about the holiday, it's nice that people are able to be home with their families. And Target said, you know what? This year we will keep our stores closed on Thanksgiving for good. Target said they will no longer open their stores on Thanksgiving Day, making a permanent shift to the unofficial start of the holiday season that was suspended because of the panini. What started as a temporary measure driven by the panini is now our new standard. Kudos to you, Target, one that recognizes our ability to deliver on our guests' holiday wishes, both within and well beyond the store hours, says Brian Cornell, the CEO. Target distribution and call centers have some staff on Thanksgiving Day, Target said, but the stores will remain closed. Good move. The force shift that happened as a result of Panini, they say it turned out to be a good move. U.S. holiday sales in November and December rose 8.2% in 2020 from the previous year. Absolutely. I believe that because people were home, they were shopping. There was nothing else better to do besides whatever else that people did. But people were home, they were shopping. That's what I'm saying. And the stores just kind of made it a little bit easier for you to purchase things. So yeah, the National Retail Federation reported those numbers. And so, yeah, that is really, really good news for those that work at Target. Those of us that shop at Target, just wanted to give you a heads up. Target is not with it. They said they will not be open. Aunties, sick the ACLU, NAACP, AARP, all of them, all the alphabets, okay? Get this girl and her parents and press charges. This may be off subject a little bit, but this is the main reason why I don't allow kids to call me by my first name. They have to call me Mrs. So and so you know my name. We ain't friends. Very good point. Very good point. And you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree 100%. So, oops, I just cut up in the stream. No worries. I just keep talking and y'all come in and it's all good. And speaking of keep talking and coming in, Welcome, y'all. For those of you that are just tuning in, I'm Melissa Berrien, your host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. Your resident. Why are you singing right now? Why? Yeah. Your resident host for breaking and trending news. And on trending, Target will be closed for Thanksgiving. So, on to the next one. Speaking closed, I reported maybe about a month ago about the missionaries that were missing in Haiti. Well, good news, I guess. Um, two of the missionary hostages are now freed. So remember, there was like 17 of them that got kidnapped, that were kidnapped by this gang in Haiti. Well, after negotiations, um, I'm trying to get this article to work, and she's like, nope, two have been released according to the organization that organized the missionary trip. So they released two of the 17 foreign Christian missionaries they kidnapped. Isn't that good news? But I'm still wondering, what about the other 15 people? It's been a month. Yes. Okay. So it's been about a month since I last reported on it. And the move comes as police in Haiti are cracking down on gangs. Um, it's so interesting because, you know, I guess I don't know. I just didn't know that there was. I knew that there was some gangs, but I didn't think it was that bad. But like I said, as I previously reported, the gangs came in and they kidnapped. I want to say like 37 and 17 of them Christian missionaries. And what was funny or interesting is, yes, they are missing in Haiti. And what's interesting is the missionaries, when they kidnapped the 17 of their comrades, the organization said, we're still going. We're still going. That's the risk you take for Jesus. I added that part. I added that part. They didn't say that. But they didn't say, well, we're not going to send anybody else. Y'all, they went on ahead with it. So two people are back. It's very good news. Very big and good news for them. So speaking of good news, speaking of big news, a not so big star, he ain't that tall, will be playing a significant role. He's Kevin Hart is going to be playing Gary Coleman in a new show. Kevin Hart is set to play Arnold Jackson in an ABC special, which will recreate episodes of the iconic sitcom Different Strokes. Leave a comment down below if you are like me and you loved Different Strokes. I absolutely loved Different Strokes. I when you're a little kid growing up in the ghetto, there we go. I'll just wait. The idea of this guy rescuing these poor kids and all, the whole thing, it was absolutely cute. And I loved it. Now, the question is, leave a comment down below. Can you see Kevin Hart as Gary Coleman, as Arnold? What you talking about, Willis? Does Haiti have a national religion that you know of? No, I don't. I don't know that. That's a very good question. I'm gonna look it up as soon as I get done with this story. We're gonna look it up. So yeah, Kevin Hart is set to play Arnold Jackson. The network will air the 90-minute program titled "Live in Front of a Studio Audience" December 7th. The news was announced on Thursday. Along with Kevin Hart, Damon Wayans is set to play Willis. And Ann Dowd is set to play Mrs. Garrett, and John Lithgow is set to star as Mr. Drummond. I thought Mr. Drummond was so nice. And of course, Arnold with his little tagline, what you talking about, Willis? And yeah, I loved this show. So I can see it. But the only thing is, I'm not a huge fan of these live action shows. Really not. So that's the only thing about that. I'm not a huge fan of what did they do last time? Just whatever the old shows that they do live actions. They're weird to me, but whatever. So leave a comment down below if you're excited. I think this one I'll watch. I'll attempt to watch, but if it ends up being cheesy, I'll let y'all know. And I'm not even interested in that. So yeah, Kevin Hart has another gig. You know, he's Kevin is like Nick Cannon 3.0. They're gonna work, okay? Kevin's going to work. So let's get to Adrian's question. So let me look it up. Let's look it up. Does Haiti have a national religion? That's a very good question. The Catholic Church, based in Rome, forced Haiti to adopt the Roman Catholicism as its official religion. Over the years, several anti-voodoo campaigns were launched by the Catholic and Protestant churches. So there's your answer. I wanted to say that I thought it was, you know, a little voodoo or whatever, but officially, the Catholic Church is the religion. But of course, we got a lot of voodoo and stuff like that going on. So yeah. Let's go back to that. That's a good question though, Adrian. Thanks for that question. Blessed Reborn says, listen, Kevin Hart, a grown man playing an 8-year-old child. I told you it's weird for me. That's why I think the live actions are really super weird. Hey, Pamela, good to see you, girl. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope you're having a great day. I am. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and always supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And I do not, it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you guys. So yeah, that's why I said Blessed Reborn Spirit. Like with these live actions, because I think it was One Day at a Time, I want to say. No, it was All in the Family. Y'all remember that one? When they did when they did a live action of that one, that was weird for me. It was just all weird. And so this is going to be weird because how is Kevin going to be Arnold? And then Wayne's going to be Willis. Girl, we got to watch it just to see how this is going to play out. I don't know. So what is this story? Okay. Let's spin this a little bit. This is going to take a little turn because I thought this was so interesting. Hopefully Adrian is still in here because she's the one with a lot of the legal smart parts. Yeah. But before I do that, check this out. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So welcome. This is Melissa Berrien of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, and we are covering breaking and trending news in around the world. And if you like what you see on my channel, just as the commercial said, go ahead and hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. It doesn't matter. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. But as I always say, don't just click it, click all. So that way you'll be among the first to know when I go live or upload a video. Absolutely. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this. Okay, Adrian's here. There's a lot going on with this story, and I find it very interesting. So, what story am I talking about? Nope, I didn't do a thumbnail on purpose. So, let me share this screen. You guys know Elijah McClain, the young man, someone else who lost their life. Very tragic to gun violence. So, anyway, this is who he is. Well, I found it very interesting that there was a $15 million settlement in the wrongful death of Elijah McClain, the Black man who died after a chokehold by Colorado cops. He was 23 years old and anemic who wore ski masks to stay warm on a walk to the store. Y'all remember that? And I want to say that he was the one that they said he was gentle, maybe had some developmental delay, I think, autism, I think, something. But let's read. A Colorado city will pay $15 million to settle a civil lawsuit over the wrongful death of Elijah McClain, a Black man who died in 2019 after he was detained and placed in a chokehold by police, then given a sedative that led to his cardiac arrest. There is no amount of money in the world that will make up for losing my son. Hopefully, this sends a message. It won't to police everywhere that are consequences for their actions. It won't. I hope Elijah's legacy that police will think twice before killing another innocent person. The settlement announced Friday by Mosley and his attorney, Mari Newman, ends a lawsuit filed in 2020. It claims that 12 of its 12 police officers, two fire department paramedics, and the fire department's medical director. So it was all against them. The city of Aurora also confirmed a settlement, but not the amount, and said it was reached in principle last summer, but still required family members to agree to an allocation before the city would confirm the terms. The case led to the criminal charges, including manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide against 3 police officers, 2 paramedics, announced on September in Colorado. So, let me see. So, according to the independent report, let's see, thousands of people, of course, they protested, and let's see. Yeah, so a passerby reported that this sketchy person was in a mask waving his hands without a weapon. So they said he didn't have a weapon. They approached him. So anyway, I'm not going to relive the case. Y'all get the point. I just thought, Adrian, that the amount of money, 15 million, that's what exactly. That's why I wanted to get your smart parts, because I'm like, 15 million? Not to say that they don't earn it, because again, they don't deserve it, rather. Again, no amount of money is going to bring him back, but I guess I wanted to know, and we just have to see, because it hasn't come out yet, what the end result of the charges against the police officers. Check this out. This is why I'm questioning. The evidence does not support the filing of any state criminal charges against the involved officers for the unfortunate and tragic death of McClain. Okay. So this is in 2019, that what they were saying. The Aurora City Council commissioned the independent review in July of 2020, a month after authorities there announced a ban on the use of chokeholds. So this is all around all that conversation about chokeholds and proper policing of people. So in 2020, July of 2020, there was a ban on chokeholds. Among its findings, the report concluded that detectives who were assigned to scrutinize the incident in its aftermath failed to meaningfully investigate it. So there's a lot going on here. Not only do you have what happened to the young man, not only do you have the incident that led to him no longer being here, then you have an independent investigation that was shoddy. So now that kind of makes sense why the 15 million. The body-worn camera audio limited video, let's see, interviews with the officers tell 2 contrasting stories, the report states. The officer's statements on the scene and in subsequent recorded interviews suggest a violent and relentless struggle. The limited video and the audio from the body-worn cameras reveal Mr. McClain surrounded by officers, all larger than he, crying out in pain and apologizing, explaining himself and pleading to the officers. You know what? Leave a comment down below. I am so grateful for technology. It works for victims at times, and sometimes it doesn't. 15 million doesn't sound like a lot to me. Not in a case like this. Me either, Adrian. That was someone's child. Absolutely. The city's insurance paid the settlement, I'm sure. I don't remember the details of the story, but I'm listening. Yeah, I had to catch up on the details, but it sounds like, a lot of the part of the settlement is the fact that, okay, we have an independent report and it's still shoddy. Okay. Let's see. So it's really sad, because I remember this case, and I remember everyone, when they started showing the video of him, he was a gentle giant, but also these guys towered over him, but just a gentle young man. It's hard to imagine any other persons involved in a fatal incident being interviewed as these officers were. Okay, so it sounds like, again, it was soft, it was light, and it was something that was protective of the officers. And so, no, 15, Cindy Rosen says, me either, Adrian. That was someone's child. Absolutely. It was terrible. Thank you, Cindy, for leaving a comment below. It's really sad. It's really sad. And you guys know me, like, it doesn't matter the race or anything, I just ultimately wish one day in my Pollyanna heart of hearts that there would be a policing, fair policing, respectful policing. Are there times where aggression is warranted? Absolutely. And use it when it's warranted. But every call to Black and brown and whoever that you feel stereotypically is a threat should not end in a loss of life. Everyone of a certain hue should not be considered a threat. And of course, I'm speaking in generalizations, right? But ultimately, that is what the problem is. We studied the elements required to prevail in a wrongful death lawsuit in paralegal school. Wow. Can you drop a link for me to come up and discuss this? Yes, ma'am, I can. Copy the clipboard. All right. You got a few minutes, girl. There you go. So that, and yes, while Adrian is coming up, that's what I'm thinking is really what the drive is, because yes, you have the chokehold, and there's just a lot of shakiness going on in this investigation that is warranting a lot of questions as far as the testimony on the scene, the testimony after, and the testimony contradicting what is seen on the camera, on the video. Yeah, it's a mess. And you're absolutely right, Cindy. 15 million, that's someone's child. They would rather have their child here. As much as we as humans love to say, I would love to be rich, I would love to have money. Or most people, right? They want money. Everybody typically wants more money. But I guarantee you, these people would probably rather have their child back than $15 million. So it's never enough. Never enough. And if I suggested it was a lot, I just feel I meant it was a lot based on other settlements that had been taking place in the past. So we'll see how this is going. I'm waiting on Adrian, but if she doesn't come, I gotta go soon. I gotta go. I got a house full. But you guys stay tuned, because I will be back tomorrow with more breaking news, trending news, and yeah. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Yeah, so welcome, y'all. It's Melissa Berrien of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. And yeah, we are bringing breaking news, trending news. And right now we are covering and finishing the story about Elijah McClain and the fact that they got a settlement due to his wrongful death. And so, yeah. Well, while we're waiting on Adrian, because I don't have much time and I really don't want to hold y'all, it is time to get into our segment. And Adrian, we could definitely talk about it in another time. Absolutely. But it's time for our segment. That's ridiculous. Odd news from around the world. So, what's going to be in our odd news today? Let me share this. Well, a man caused so much chaos in the, I wish Trash Can Waves was here, at the Atlanta airport, because his weapon discharged accidentally at the airport. And so chaos ensued at Atlanta airport on Saturday, November 20th, after a weapon accidentally discharged, leaving travelers and personnel terrified of a possible active shooter. Warranted, I understand, and absolutely would be terrified as well. The incident happened around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time near a security checkpoint at Hartsfield Jackson International Airport, prompting travelers to abandon their belongings and run for cover. So, do I want to cut? I don't want if I show this. I'll show it. That's horrible, ain't it?
Get over here. Get over here. Get over here.
I am already, so I won't show anymore. But the ridiculous part of this story for me is the fact that this individual is a gun owner and he's traveling and he didn't know enough or forgot enough. The ridiculous part of it for me is, why did you not go through the proper channels to check your weapon and avoid all this chaos that you are causing? So this is the first start of the ridiculous news that I wanted to cover, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that as a gun ownership, part of responsibility is knowing and remembering, I'm packing, this is what I need to do. But not only that, to carry the gun to the point where it's loaded and for it to accidentally discharge. He's going to be facing some charges, and he probably will not be able to carry a weapon at this point anymore. I don't think so. So, yeah, that's the first part of that. And then before we get to the second part of the ridiculous news, I want to bring up Adrian so we can go over the previous story about the Elijah McClain. So, welcome to the show, Adrian.
Hey there. Are those applause?
Yes, that was applause. So listen, what is your take? What is your take on this $15 million lawsuit? Not lawsuit, I'm sorry. Settlement.
Settlement. So, okay, first of all, let me say from a personal perspective, life is valuable.
Yeah.
From a personal perspective.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
All life is valuable.
That's right.
But when we studied wrongful death in paralegal school, if I recall correctly, what the courts will look at when they are considering making an award, they're going to look at like the valuing a person's life, kind of like from a life insurance needs perspective.
Okay. Oh.
So like a man who is in his 40s, let's say, who is supporting his family, right, a wife, children, and such, he is going to probably have a higher value placed on his life if he were to perish and a wrongful death action is brought by, let's say, the widow.
Right.
Because the widow in this context has children to raise.
Yes.
Okay. This young man, as I understand it, he had special needs, right?
Yes. That was my understanding.
And so from like a life insurance needs perspective, his life is not going to be as highly valued as this other example that I just gave.
I got you. Yep, you're right.
This young man, as I perceive it, he's probably not supporting anyone.
Exactly.
And so
I'm following you. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah.
I get frustrated because, again, my perspective is that all life is valuable.
Absolutely.
But as I imagine, the city probably had the deepest pockets in regards to this case.
Yeah.
$15 million sounds just a bit low.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you look at it from the perspective that you brought, as far as the way they look at it from,
Yes.
okay, this law, how, and I hate to say it this way, and I know why we keep bringing that caveat in, because all life is valuable. But the truth of the matter is, they're asking, and I hate to say it this way, how significant was his loss to this family monetarily?
Correct. And that's
that,
the way they look at it.
yeah,
That's the way they're going to try to value it. They're
wow.
going to try to lowball it. They're going to say, hey, your son was a financial detriment to you.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I
get what you're saying. Yeah.
And so, so your son, I really hate that I have to fix my mouth to say the way they think about this.
Exactly.
But your son, his life was not valuable.
Yeah. You know what brings it to mind, and then Cindy has a question. What it reminds me of, and again, I no disrespect to this young man and his family, but it reminds me of alimony in a sense. You understand, like my brain, like it's almost like you took care of me. We're divorced, and so I need to be awarded based on how you took care of me. So in a warped sense of a way, it's like we're going to award you based on his value and what he added monetarily. But we as civilians, us common folk that don't know that, we think the judgments should be high because this is a life. But what you're saying is
Right.
it doesn't work
That's
that
not
way.
the way it works, unfortunately. And I hate that. It disgusts me.
Yeah, of course.
Now, what I would be curious to know is, like, were there any like civil liberties organizations involved? Were there any disability rights organizations involved?
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know how that went in this case, but
yeah, I didn't either. And I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know that they were in court to even consider a settlement. So this was shocking. So maybe I'll do on the back end, go and see what the historical context of this case as far as the settlement is concerned. But Cindy has a question. She said, wow, Adrian, do they take into account of age and health also?
yes. I mean, as I recall, the elements of being able to prevail in a wrongful death action, yes, they do.
Okay.
Right. So, if you're, let's say, let's use me as an example. Let's say that I was married and I had an infant die due to some sort of negligence of the doctors at the birth of my child.
Right.
If I file a wrongful death action, my infant's life is not worth very much, if anything.
Wow. Wow.
And that's just the way that works.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
That is very, very interesting. So were you aware of this before you guys studied it in your class, or were you just as mind blown as I am right now?
Oh no, I was mind blown.
Wow.
I was mind blown. And so for me, this was a torts class. So
yeah.
Well, probably most lawyers take a torts class.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we study different types of torts. Wrongful
Right.
death was one of them.
Wow.
But that's just the way that works. Now, I don't know in this case if the lawsuit was actually filed. Like, do you know if the lawsuit was actually filed?
Yes, I saw it. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Because the thing is, this incident happened in the middle of every, George Floyd, Breonna, like it was like boom, 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 boom. Like it was so much.
And the reason why I'm asking this question is because typically the way civil litigation start is an attorney for the plaintiff will send the defendant a demand letter. Like, hey, jackass, this is what you did to harm my client. You need to pay.
So to answer your question, go ahead.
Okay,
To answer your
and
question,
so you're a lot of times what will happen is, there'll be some negotiating before the lawsuit is actually filed. Like sometimes what'll happen is the defendant will try to like erode away the statute of limitations.
right.
And so if you don't file, then you lose all your leverage.
Gotcha.
And so I'm asking, was a lawsuit actually filed, or were they in the negotiation? Actually, on the timelines, I wouldn't be surprised if a lawsuit was not filed.
Wow. All I see on that, and again, we could talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, in announcing the settlement. So in announcing the settlement, Newman, the attorney for McClain's father, said in a statement, in the 2 years since we began work on this lawsuit, so that means
2 years. Okay.
Yeah. There has been a revolution in Colorado's and the country's acknowledgement on the scourge of racism and police brutality. So they've been working on this for 2 years now. Very, very.
So they did actually file.
Yep, he filed.
Okay.
He filed.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you, Adrian. As always, thank you for being willing, first of all, to come up and add your smart parts, but also just
My
being
smart part.
Yes.
That's so cute to me.
And definitely thank you for concoming in and supporting me as you do. But I'm gonna drop you so that I can conclude the stream. But thank you so much, dear.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too, lady. Bye. Trash can is here. Hey, Big Time Drum. Good to see you, sir. I hope this live finds you well, along with everyone else that is chiming in. I hope you guys are well, having a great Monday evening at this point. Whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, you're winding down your day with me, your host, Melissa Berrien of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. So again, replay gang, how you doing? How you feeling? You guys know what the drill is. Go ahead and leave a comment, because I always comment and interact with you guys. So don't ever feel like, oh, I'm watching a replay, but she's not going to answer me. I do. I absolutely do. So thank you guys for watching that. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, we just got finished getting a little brief about this $15 million settlement. But prior to that, we were doing the ridiculous news segment about, and Trash Can Waves, you're here, about this weapon that was dislodged, or not dislodged. What is it called? Discharged. Jeez, not dislodged. This weapon that was discharged at the Atlanta airport. Okay. That is gun ownership, weapon ownership, whatever the heck you want to talk about it, 101. Okay. First of all, you're traveling. Second of all, accidental discharge. Hello. Yeah. Very, very interesting. And so we were talking about that. And yeah, he's done with that, because he caused so much chaos. And before you guys came on, I talked about how I showed the videos of how it caused such a chaos, and the airport was on lockdown for about 2 hours, and the Federal Aviation Administration grounded all flights for 35 minutes. Rightfully so. Like, everyone is on high alert traveling. It seems like people are ready to pop off. And so it's only right that they decided, you know what, let's shut everything down to figure out if this is an isolated incident, or if this is just something that definitely is on a broader scale. And thankfully, it was an isolated incident. And so the airport then released a statement. There is no active shooter. There was an accidental discharge at the airport. There's no longer, there's no danger to passengers or employees. An investigation is ongoing. More information will be published as it comes in. Well, here's the thing. Even if they say it's all clear and it was accidental, first of all, if you're like me, I'm suspicious. I'm looking. That's suspicious because I'm not going to believe you. So I can't even imagine traveling after that happens and wanting to get on the airplane. Oh man, nerve shot. Because I wouldn't believe that you're telling me the truth anyway. That's just me. Leave a comment down below if you be like, I'm fine after it. Or you're like me, like nerve shot from traveling at that point. Yeah. And unfortunately, as a result, of course, you know, the gun discharges, everyone's running and hiding. 3 people suffered non-life-threatening injuries, according to the Transportation Security Administration statement. It wasn't immediately reported what the injuries were, but the Atlanta police said that there were no injuries. So again, one person saying yes, the other person saying no. So here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how he got through TSA. Well, allegedly he did not. The incident began when a prohibited item was identified going through the X-ray at the security checkpoint. The TSA said a bag search was initiated and the officer told the passenger not to touch the property. However, as the officer was going to search the bag, the passenger lunged into his bag, grabbed his firearm, at which point he discharged it. Oh my gosh. Then the passenger fled the area, running through the airport, out the exit, and they just wanted to confirm that this was not an active shooter incident. He is lucky they did not end him right there, because basically he was running his bag through. They saw that it was weird. He goes, runs, and then runs through the exit. Boy, if you don't sit your butt down. Thank you. All right, where we at? Oh Lord. Etiquette. Yep. You can fly with your gun, but there's right, exactly. No, that's what I said before you came on or whatever. There's a procedure. There's absolutely a procedure that you need to follow to you absolutely can fly with your gun, but there's procedures, checking it in, and things that you need to do. I can only imagine the cost from that incident. Absolutely. Because to be shut down for 30 minutes, security pan and everything, this fool running out the exit door, we got to catch him. Then we have to make sure this was an isolated incident for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you, big time drum. Money, money, money. He shouldn't never been inside the airport with his weapon. Instead, call ahead and they'll meet you at the door and place your weapon in a lockbox. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I said that a little bit earlier. Let's see. Trash says you're welcome to love. Oh, geez, y'all too. Adolf has been banned. He should be. Yep, absolutely. Adrian, thank you for taking out the trash can waves. Adrian asks, I think oh geez, why am I doing this? Very well put together. Oh Lord, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm gonna have a whole show just for y'all to just sit and talk. I'm just kidding. So anyway, yes, trash can waves. I see you shooting your shot, big time drum all the time. And I'm trying to close out my live, but I'm trying to give him a moment to just go ahead and continue to literally shoot his shot. These two, I'm going to get his number. And I've already gave him moments, but it's just not enough at this point. So anyway, let's see, shoot shot. They're laughing at each other. All right. So there you have it. Big time Trump. I got a machine gun of shots. Oh Lord. Bah, 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 bah. There you go. So if you're just tuning in, we're winding down the live. Go ahead and catch the replay. I covered a lot of different stories, news out of Haiti, news from, yes, exactly. It is very ridiculous. News out of Haiti, news from the NFL, Astroworld, Texas, Target. There's a lot. So go ahead and rewind, catch that news, leave a comment down below. There's more to come. When? Tomorrow. I'm prepared. Okay, I can't. He prepared to scream it from the mountaintop. No, you're not. You've already said you were done. And you were just playing. So anyway, make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. Make sure that you leave a comment if there's something that we discussed that you felt like, okay, I need to get that comment out. You guys, not the bow wow 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 wow. I'm telling you. Uh so yeah, you guys I don't even know what I was gonna say. Cause y'all over here having a whole conversation about I don't even know what. And I'm trying to log off and see what my family's up to. Let's see what big time Trump drum Mike wants to talk about. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's another day.
Yes, it is.
So,
Bless.
I just wanted to piggyback off of a couple of things because I was just listening to TLA
Okay.
and Nathan, and and even though some of the points I pretty much knew, but it kind of it kind of rolls over into what you're just talking about with this
Okay.
incident with the airport, right?
Ah.
And basically what they were saying was, you know, it's one thing morally as far as what we know is right and what we know is wrong. And yet, when it comes to the courts and the system,
Mm.
that's a whole nother bag,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and as fortunate as, or should I say, unfortunate as it is that, it seems like only certain people or only certain incidents are getting the breaks rather than others. But what they were explaining in greater detail was that it's not always as simple as
Mm-hmm.
one would think because
Right.
you have to factor a lot of things. And one of the things I've come to learn, especially when you deal with uh, courts and that type of stuff, is two things, or rather
Okay.
three things. One, it's the burden of proof. That's
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Second, uh, you have to have what is called enough reasonable doubt.
Yep.
Third, which is probably one of the biggest factors, believe it or not, the lawyer that has the best argument
Yep.
wins.
Period.
And it
Period.
doesn't matter if the lawyer is the prosecutor or the defending lawyer.
That's right.
Whoever wins that argument the best
Yep.
wins.
Yep.
Right? Now, there are certain exceptions, like what lead attorney was talking about, where let's say, like he was just talking about with this case with Aubrey,
Uh-huh.
and he was just drawing a scenario to say that, for example, the judge had to debunk the defendant's arguments,
Yep.
and he basically put him to shame by basically saying, well, look here, buddy, I think you lost at this point.
Right.
Okay. But TLA also did say that the jury can overturn, even if the judge has already suggested, look, he's going to win this case outright. The jury can also overturn that suggestion and say not guilty.
Yep.
you know
Yeah.
so yeah, so
There's a lot that goes into this. It's not as simple as the like you said, the moral morality. I think so
right.
too. Trash can waves. We a lot of times we go from emotions, and trash can waves and I, especially with the Rittenhouse case, I said it
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
I knew he was going to be found not guilty because when you look at take what happened before out,
Yes.
take what happened after out, The
Yes.
truth of the matter is, as much as we hate to say it, if they were chasing him, he was defending himself. There's just no, I'm sorry, it's just, yeah. Now, whether he belonged there, what he was doing, and all that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual incident that led to the shooting, I'm with you. And trash can waves, I told him before, you know, it's the truth of the matter. It's just pure facts. And that's what trash can is saying. Absolutely.
Right. And that's
Absolutely
why,
agree.
right, and that's why, I was just saying the bottom line is the facts can be one thing.
Yeah.
When you get to the court, totally different story. And sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it's not in your favor. So you have to
Yep.
factor, the three things. Once you
Yep.
factor those three things, that always will determine who has the better chance.
Right. You
Or,
know,
in other words, the probability. Let's put it this way.
the probability.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. I agree 100%. And thank you for coming up and sharing that. I'm going to go
You're
check that
welcome.
out. They went live maybe about an hour or two before I did. And I said, you know
Yes.
what? I am not going to get in that bunny hole. I will wait till I'm done with my live and then I'll go check
Right.
check that out. But I
Right.
love TLA for that because he's one of the lawyers that I listen to that just
Yes.
kind of comes with the neutrality, but with the facts. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
your
Yeah.
emotions out the
Yeah.
window. I want to know what the facts of the case are. And it's true.
Yeah.
The more I started, I knew how Kyle was going to, how well, I didn't know, but that was my
Right.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
why the
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
guilty verdict was going to happen. Now,
Yeah.
we can argue about a whole lot of stuff before, what happened after, whatever.
Right.
But the truth
Right.
of the matter is, his defense made a perfect case for the fact that
Exactly.
these people were chasing him down.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, he is found not guilty because his lawyer did his
Did that?
job over and out. Go home.
Yep.
Okay. And, whether you like it or not, that's just how the system
Yep.
and the justice works. It's
Yep.
not perfect. However, there are certain discretionary measures you can use, but at the same time, you know, you have to present a good argument.
Yep. And I even heard, and did TLA speak to this? Where I don't know if did he focus on Aubrey or Rittenhouse or both?
On Arbery, but it's all indicative.
Okay,
It
so
was it was very, very extensive in terms of what he was talking about. Matter of fact, Trash Can Waves was in the room as well, but he broke it down. Literally, it was like him and this officer broke it down to an absolute science
oh, I can't
as to
wait to
why
watch.
some cases, you know, won, why some cases don't win,
Oh man, I might
why
even
some
do a
cases.
reaction to that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
really
yeah,
really good
yeah, yeah,
because what I was gonna say is, to your point, I've even heard people since come out and say the prosecutors closing arguments probably could have helped them if he did it during in other words, his closing arguments
yes,
weighed a little bit more than what he presented during the trial.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
point, it was like, okay, what is he talking about? So he came with the bang at the end, but really, you just need to be throwing punches, figuratively speaking.
Right.
You got to come at it from the beginning to the end.
See, one of the things I've learned about with TLA, right, is when you're presenting an argument, especially after you've had the trial and all these other things, is your first, should I say, your objective, more
Hmm.
so than anything else, is to be able to look at that jury and
Yep.
present the utmost reasonable doubt you can
Yes.
present in that goddamn argument.
Yes, yes. Because
Because
you won right
because
there.
remember, when you're the prosecutor, it is your
That's right.
part to
Yep.
debunk everything.
It's your responsibility. That's right.
It is your job to debunk everything the defense has said.
Yep.
And if you haven't focused on the reasonable doubt as your trump card,
Yep.
believe you me, you could have the best argument, but if you don't start pulling that out,
Yep.
you
I
know,
agree.
then you have what is called a weak argument.
You're absolutely correct. You're
So that's
absolutely
that's one
correct.
of the things I love about watching TLA is I learn these things. I'm like, wow,
I
there's
yeah,
more. There's a lot more to it than what
it
we think,
is. Yep.
and
I've
it's
learned a
not.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've learned a lot from just watching him and just getting his perspective when
yeah.
he does talk law, and that's what it is. Your emotions out the door, your
Exactly.
all of that out the door. The truth of the matter is it's about what the facts are, and the truth,
That's right.
and like I was telling Trash
The
Can
facts
with,
and the argument.
that's
Two
it.
things.
It
Yeah,
exactly. And
facts and the
there
argument.
and there's a lot of things that I would have presented to want to that I would have liked to see. Okay, well, what about this? What about that? But if the
Yes,
prosecutors did not bring that up, it's no point in arguing that. You know,
exactly.
it's no
Right,
point at all in
right,
arguing that, and that's what I'm
right.
learning.
Yeah,
So thank you, sir, for
yeah. You're welcome.
jumping on. And like I
You're
said,
welcome.
I'm headed over there now. Maybe while I'm prepping my Thanksgiving, I'll
Yes,
listen
ma'am.
to it. And if it gets too good, I'm definitely gonna do a reaction to it because I knew it was gonna be good. I knew it. I absolutely knew
Yeah.
it.
I
So
just
yeah.
wanted to, make one quick point because
Yes, sir.
we're talking about the airport, and the reason why I brought up, the costs, because you know, it's for example, anytime you ground a flight,
Mm.
I'm telling you, the cost to ground a flight is 10 grand and going up.
Wow.
You know that, right?
Wow. I know
10
now.
grand and going up.
And it was grounded, all flights grounded for 35 minutes.
Yeah. So it's not only you're grounding the flights, but guess what? You know, you're also um, having to ground the flights that are in the air.
Right. Correct.
So, so for example, they might have to circle a few times,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
Before possibly they run out of gas.
Yep.
Or they may have to fly to the next closest airport and have to eat the costs so that the inconvenience of those passengers that are on the plane that are supposed to be getting off at the original location.
Right.
So yeah, all these things.
Yeah.
Huh. So anyways,
Yeah. Yeah. I
so
agree. Philip, I'm not giving you no see, it's always one. I'm gonna let you go. I just realized I didn't have my ads on. So I'm going in. I'm playing with that. I'm like, girl, sometimes I set up these lives late at night.
right.
But it's all good. That's not why
We
I do
good.
what I
We
do.
good. But
Not
anyways,
why.
thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome.
So
I'll
we'll
see
talk.
you in a minute.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, bye. Well, not in a minute. What am I talking about? In a minute. I'm getting sleepy. Y'all know what I be saying something, anything, when I'm sleepy. Time I see you in a minute. Well, how am I gonna see him in a minute? Melissa, quick recap. Recap of which one, Philip? Which one? Every day is still a holiday. Doing Melissa, dang Melissa, not the backhand slap. How I slap you? How are you? Okay, y'all talking to each other. Philip, I need to know of the whole show. Phil, Phil, Philly, Philip, Philip Waldo Jr. Are you kidding me? I'm just kidding. Philip, make her recap the whole show. I am not. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do it. Adrian, I'm not gonna pull you up. I love you, but I gotta go. I gotta go. So I'm sorry. Just the beginning. I ain't you acting like an older brother. That's what you're acting like. You acting cray cray. Exactly. L- Let's have a vote. Okay, vote. All right, let me see. Let me see the brand. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So I started. Okay, real quick. Let's just have fun. Just Okay, watch. I'm gonna start it over. Y'all make me sick. Hey, welcome back to my channel. So it's Melissa here, your host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, and I have some good breaking juicy news to share with you guys today. So if you wonder what the channel is about, I will be presenting breaking and trending news. So I'm not going to hold y'all because some of y'all were somewhere else and now you want me to recap my whole show, and I'm going to show you what I'm made of. And by the time I'm done, I cannot wait for the cash apps. I cannot wait for the super stickers. I can't wait for the Add It girls and Get It girls because I'm just that good. So first, on the docket, we are talking and we're breaking and starting off with this gentleman right here. So I don't know, unless you've been living under a rock, you did not know about this gentleman. This gentleman is the suspect that it has been known, and it is understood that he plowed into a parade. It was a Christmas parade. It was a Thanksgiving parade. You know, you got the banners, the cheerleaders, everybody's doing what they're doing. And then this guy comes in with his foolishness and mayhem and runs through the crowd. Well, unfortunately, on a serious note, there were 5 people that lost their lives that day, several injured. Well, since this has come out, it has been reported that he was actually on the heels of a domestic violence incident. So the question that I leave you guys as the audience is, why was he let out on bond? Because this is what he did as a result of him being on bond. So leave a comment down below. Let me know if this is something that you feel like it is important to kind of discuss bond, and whether people like him should be kept inside, because we know domestic violence is something that's huge. And yeah, so it's important to really review those cases case by case, because I don't know if the judge foresee him doing this, but he definitely did it while he was on bond. And so a lot of people can argue, is this something that he could have that could have been avoided as a result of keeping him inside? Speaking of keeping inside, let's go to our next story. This is Zac Tracy, ex-NFL player who also bonded out after a very horrendous video was leaked online where he is shown hurting his baby's mother, as they say in the Black community, hurting his baby mother in front of his child, their child. The mother of his child since expressed her concern about him being released. Well, the way the case unfolded, he was on the run, then he turned himself in, and then he went out on a $10,000 bond, which is probably a drop in a bucket if he still is hanging on to his NFL money. So leave a comment down below. Do you think this is something where we really should have the conversation? Should victims' desires, their fears be kind of acknowledged as they're letting people out of jail on bond, on domestics and stuff like that? Well, I see that we have a super chat from Trash Can Waste because he don't believe that I am the GOAT. Okay, no, I'm not the GOAT. I'm not. But thank you, sir, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It's all fun and games over here. I'm on coffee, and y'all gonna get this whole show again. Now, let's go on to the next one. Travis Scott. I told you guys this story is going to be the story that keeps on giving and giving and giving. Unfortunately, Travis Scott continues to make headline news as a result of this horrible incident at Astroworld. Well, Melissa, what happened now? Travis Scott, two what do they call it? Security guards that worked the event, Astroworld, they're now suing him. They said the plan that we had in place did not work out, and it's a cousin and an uncle, and they collabed together, allegedly. Let me run this allegedly. They collabed together and they was like, listen, we're gonna sue him. So on top of all the billions or millions of I ain't doing this with you. Uh Among all the millions that is already going against him, these two security guards are probably two of many that will come out the woodworks coming after Travis Scott. So leave a comment down below. Do you feel like enough is enough? Or you know what? Keep the lawsuits coming. You let me know what you think about that. Well, speaking of thinking about that, check this out. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what the heck is going on, this is Melissa Berrien of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, and I'm giving a show recap because some of my most trusted, handy dandy supporters moonwalk back in my live, and they're like, "Oh, I wasn't here. Can you recap?" Well, that's what I'm doing. Okay. This next story is really about to not recap, but it's going to send you through the roof. Okay. Because this Texas teen is shown on video in a leaked video that was recorded by her peers, basically assaulting this lady. Well, Melissa, what are you talking about? Well, let me show you. Let me show you the video. While my family downstairs laughing and having fun. So this is a Texas student. She hits her teacher in class, makes a racially charged comment in the video. Well, Melissa, play it. I shall. It's disturbing. So if you have any triggers, you know, watching stuff and you feel like you want to beat little kids, then all right. I want to rewind it a bit.
No. Deal with me.
You're right. Have you touched me? I did not touch you. So I asked you.
Oh no.
No. You want to talk to her because she's black and she's pissing me off right now. No, I'm calling my mama. You ain't about to me up, bitch.
So I don't know if you notice, she assaulted the teacher twice. She hold on. Why are you talking? Why are you talking right now? You're messing me up. Okay, don't do that.
Often clustered together.
At
ExxonMobil,
there you go.
Collaborating on some of the largest carbon capture.
All right, there you go. They want their ads. So if you notice in the video, she assaulted the teacher twice. If you don't know what's happening in the video, the little girl walks up as the teacher's on the phone. As that's the beginning. The picture right there is the beginning. She snatches the phone out of the teacher's hand as the teacher was trying to call. Hangs up the phone. The little girl then calls her mom. Just foolishness and mayhem. No comments. You wanted to recap. I'm just messing with y'all. I don't know how far going. I'm tired now. Listen, speaking of recaps, this is the Target logo, and this is the news is that Target will be closed for Thanksgiving. So that's that part. Okay. If you're watching this and you're like tuning in and you're like, what is Melissa doing? Y'all, I've already done the show. Like the show is already done. You got to rewind. This right here will probably end up being clipped because some people came in all late and they're like, can you give me a recap? And I'm like, no. But then I was like, you know what? Go on and show them you the GOAT. So that's what I'm doing. Speaking of being the GOAT and GOAT, they probably have curry goat in Haiti. And well, 2 people have been released from Haiti. If you remember, about a month ago, I reported on the fact that 17 missionaries, Christian missionaries, were kidnapped by a gang of people in Haiti. And what was interesting, I found, was that the Christian organization that was in charge of this, they were like, we're still going there. We know our friends were kidnapped, but we're still going. So that's that. Next, this is the funniest thing. Kevin Hart is slated to play Arnold Jackson in a live action reboot of Different Strokes. And yeah, he's gonna play Arnold. Damon Wayne is gonna play Willis, and then there's gonna be Miss Garrett and Mr. Drummond. So that's gonna be interesting to see. And then we talked about, so those of you that are demanding a recap, y'all already know, because you walked in on the last part. So that's pretty much it. Is that it? Yep, we got the Haiti. Then we talked about the Elijah McClain. We talked about the chaos ensuing at the Atlanta airport. So with that being said, thank you. I'm just playing. Let's go through. Nah, finish it. That was it. Now, real talk, I support you as you giving them what they want. I'm right. Spoiled. You this close. They're clapping. You this close. No, that was it. You guys came in at the end. Nope. Nah, finish it. She supports me. Thank you, Adrian, because you were in your seat by the time the bell rang. Now my teacher voice is coming out. Adrian, you were sitting in your seat when the bell rang. You were where you're supposed to be. Trash Can Waves was somewhere else. All these people, now they're talking, what? See, I'm watching that. What? Kevin Hart? Yes, girl. Everyone's laughing. I'm thinking we should get goat for meat. Good curry goat meat. Curry goat is so good. Adrian Nash horses. This legit. Yeah, I'm sure you think it's legit. Trash Can Waves. All for y'all. Big Time Drum. He's like, Melissa, go to bed. Listen, I'm on my coffee. Listen, I just did a whole recap. Or do y'all want the lawsuit to suplex her? I don't know. Where are the caseworkers? Listen. Whoop her ass. She killing this. I had doubts. Don't ever doubt me. Ever doubt me when it comes to streaming and talking. I like. So what y'all saying? So, but you know what? I'm telling on myself, because really the truth of the matter is, oh, so Melissa, your streams don't have to be an hour or so long. Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna leave it in. And I'm gonna confuse the hell out of everybody. Real talk. You are gangster with it. Respect, man, for giving your people what they want. Always. Yes, you should. Clip recap. Y'all are the GOAT. I'm here because of y'all, honestly. So, and I love what I do. I honestly like to be, I just told Big Time Drum, I literally had to go back and put the monetization on. So that's not why I'm here. I'm not here for, I loved interacting with you guys. On a serious note, I appreciate being monetized and being a YouTube partner, but more importantly, I love this as giving you guys what you need and want to a certain degree. Adrian Nash, like horse stallions. Nope. Would have been a lot cooler if you. I did finish it. There was not literally. There's nothing left. Real talk. But Miss Teacher, I was late because I had to do my homework. No, she stole my thunder. No, you guys were late because you were down under the bleachers playing. Nope. Black's Tropical didn't hear the other part. Which part? Okay. No problem. So here you have, do you guys remember this story? Where is it? Elijah McClain. Remember, he was, they said that he was gentle. He had some sort of special needs, that type of thing. Well, and it was right around the Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, all of that. His family, reached a $15 million settlement in his wrongful death after he died of a chokehold by the Colorado cops. And so he was 23, and I don't know why they're saying he's anemic, but anyway, he's 23 and anemic, who wore a ski mask to stay warm. And if you remember, they kind of cornered him, and he was like, I don't have a weapon. That whole thing. And so it was reported that the police officers on the scene, they said one thing happened, of course, and then when they interviewed them back at the station, they said something else happened. Well, they had video. Body cam footage did not collaborate with their stories, and it just told the story that there was a chokehold and the wrongful death. So now the Colorado City will pay $15 million to settle a civil rights lawsuit over the wrongful death of Elijah McClain, a Black man who died in 2019 after he was detained and placed in a chokehold by police. Then, y'all, he was given a sedative, which led to him dying. So leave a comment down below if you think that 15 million is not enough. Do you understand the ramifications of how they come up with this amount of money for this judgment? So here's the thing. If you're not sure, make sure you rewind on a serious note, because Adrienne kind of comes in with her smart parts and she explains how they come up with, from her understanding, from her education, from her studying wrongful deaths, how they come up with that settlement amount. Because we all know, regardless, 15 million cannot ever take the place of this young man's life. And as I stated the first time around, when y'all were skipping class, I'm sure these people would rather have their child back than the 15 million. So absolutely, it's something. And they reached a settlement, and we'll see what happens to the police officers, because right now they I didn't see anything where they were convicted of anything. So we have to see. Okay. Again, thank you, Adrienne, for the smart parts. And I'm very sorry I couldn't have you come up, but I wanted to end this after I finish this live and just kind of go on to the next story. And so at this time, it's time for That's ridiculous. Odd news from around the world. Speaking of odd news from around the world, I think that this next story is absolutely ridiculous. What's so ridiculous about it? Well, as a weapon owner, a gun owner, I think that it is weapon safety 101 to make sure that you understand, and not only understand, follow gun safety, but also follow aviation safety and rules when you're traveling with your weapon. And as I stated before, there are absolute concrete legal procedures that you have to follow when you want to travel with your weapon. You can travel with your weapon, but there are things that you have to do, measures you need to take to ensure that the airlines, the airport is knowledgeable about the fact that you have the weapon. And that includes the safety box, the lock, the whole thing, and giving it to them, registering it, and all of that. Well, this is a picture of the chaos that ensued at Atlanta airport after a weapon accidentally discharged. And so the chaos ensued at the airport on Saturday after a weapon discharged, leaving the travelers and personnel terrified. Oh my goodness, I would have been terrified. Well, the gentleman was going through TSA, and of course, his bag or something kind of alerted the machine that something odd was going through. Well, when they were going to search the bag, he grabbed it and ran out the emergency exit. And then they had the airport was on lockdown for about two hours, and all flights were grounded for 35 minutes. That is significant. So again, if you want to know the significance of this, Adrienne, Big Time Drum, a couple of people cammed up, and they called in and we discussed it. But again, you guys were skipping school. You were skipping. He dumb as hell, very much off. She got that flow. Right. Can you hear it? Trash can waves. That thing kicked in so quick. That coffee kicked in. And then coffee kicked in, and now I'm all like, yes, and so live with you, Chuck. But yeah, no worries. I will be here to support you in the future. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I just got to get off here. I take the makeup work. No makeup work. They're skipping. Yes, they skipping class. Melissa Berry, that's speculation. We got some trip hauling parents. Love Adrienne Nash's smart parts. No makeup work over here. Today was fun. I gave y'all the recap. And guess what? Leave a comment, Philip, if you're still here, because I know good and well you weren't the student that came in late and then got a hall pass to the bathroom and dipped out after I was giving a recap and then gonna fail the quiz tomorrow. I'm just kidding. So anyway, y'all, that was fun. That was fun. And it was effortless. And hey, Black's Tropical, another great content creator. Didn't he? Philip left he out cold, period. Teacher, nah, I really was late because of homework, but I did see Trash Can Waves and Adrian going towards the bleachers, just saying. Adrian, you guys are laughing. Y'all are fun. Y'all are absolutely fun. Hey, soul sister. So yeah, y'all are fun. That was very effortless. It didn't take nothing out of me. I'm gonna leave it in there. It is what it is. It's a part of who I am. Timestamps gonna be hell, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm only gonna do one set of timestamps. That's it. That time step when everything gets crazy, I'm gonna just put everything went crazy right there. So anyway, they were going under the bleachers. Yes, they were going in the bleachers. Excellent show as always. Imagine if we were sipping. Listen, this was sober. I just did the whole recap sober. I don't even know if I was sipping what would happen. That ish was smooth. You're absolutely welcome. It's what I do. Trash Can Waves is what I do. It's what I love to do. And speaking of love to do, I'm love to be with my family. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the evening and see what they're doing and spend time with them. But it was great, honestly. Y'all know I had fun doing that. Absolutely had fun doing that. And yeah, check out the timestamps because right at that moment when things got crazy, that's what I'm gonna say. Things got crazy. Yeah, I have to start doing my timestamps for my lives. We need a late slip and say this weekend. Salute. Absolutely, my friends. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you guys that sent the super chats. I saw them. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Those of you that are catching a replay and you're like, what the heck did she just do? I don't do that all the time, but these are my loyal supporters and they wanted a recap and I gave them what they asked for. And so, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.